Today we're going to make ristras, which are strings of chili peppers, and they are a Mexican craft, and they look beautiful for Christmas decorations and just general decorations around the house. First thing you're going to need is some string. This is just regular old cotton kitchen twine. And you'll need scissors or snips, chili peppers. You can use, I use the fresh ones. I like the little itty bitty super chilies, but really any chili peppers of the size you like is good. And then we have some corn husks here that we'll use to decorate them at the end. And I've soaked a few here so that they'll be more pliable and won't break while we're tying our bow. So the first thing you want to do is cut off. I use about 1 yard to start with. I know I'm going to probably cut extra string, more than I need. That's okay. And then we'll make a knot up here at the top. Any kind of knot, an overhand knot also works just fine. It doesn't matter which kind of knot, it's just so long as there's a knot at the top. Okay, let your extra tail go. Now you've got your knot loop on one side and your tail for where the ristras will go on the other side. And we're going to start by tying a simple overhand knot. There we go. So we've got that, and then we'll pull that up so that it's very close to the top here. We'll set that down for just a moment. We're going to pick out 3 chili peppers, and I like to get them close to the same size. It doesn't have to be perfect. About like that. That's good. So you've got your stems. They go inside your overhand knot, right there. And then hold the loop and tighten. Oops. There we go. Hold the loop and tighten. Now the stems are soft, so as you're tightening, be careful not to cut too hard into them. And then finish the knot so you have a regular knot. That way, as the chili peppers dry and the stems shrink a little bit, they won't fall out so easily. So there's our first one. The next bunch, we're going to aim to have our next knot start right about in there, about 2/3 down the way. So we take our tail and pull it through to make an overhand knot. Little overhand knot there. Set that aside. Get my next bunch of chili peppers. And then, whoops, get some extra stuff out of the way. Put them inside the knot. And then there we go. And then tighten. See how they hang close to each other? There we go. See how they'll hang close to each other? We're going to keep doing those. For these are the super chilies. They're about a finger's length or so, half a finger to a finger long, and the knot is about half that apart. So that's where you're aiming for. So here, we'll finish this one. Go through there. There we go. Okay. Finish making that knot. Okay, this needs to come out. My strings got all stuck together. Whoops. Great. There we go. This part needs to just stay out. This part needs to be a knot, which I didn't get well. I managed to untie the knot while I was tying the knot.
We are not professionals. You can try this at home.
Yes. And if you're doing this with smaller children, or if you don't have as much dexterity, you know, like as you get older, you can make your bunches, instead of being 3s, you can make 2 or even 1 at a time to make it easier to manage the chili peppers. We've got our knot. Get it down so it's fairly small. Larger chili peppers for this one. So probably, after I get this knot, okay, so now we've got 6 bunches here, which is about as long as I want mine to be, about 6 inches long. And I'm going to cut the extra tail. So up here by the loop, we don't need this extra tail, so I'm going to cut that fairly close. Set that aside. And then down here at the bottom, just after my last bunch, I'm going to cut this tail too. So we've got those. So now we've got the beginning of our ristra. Right there. Oops, there we go. We've got the beginning of our ristra, and Sue, our bowmaster, is going to come here and tie it and make it look pretty for us. All right.
All right, we have had these corn stalks just sitting in here soaking for a while, and the difference between an unsoaked one, oh, crunchy, and then this, oh, very nice and flexible, much easier for making a little bow. And all you got to do is get to the top, find your center like you normally would. You don't have to tie it real tight. And there's a couple ways you can do it. You can either do it like a regular, you know, like a bow you would tie your shoes with, or you can get a couple of these and you can make them smaller and then just tie them in there. And this is a little more of the traditional way. And then when it's done, and when this dries, it'll get tighter. We've got a pretty cute little rista. And if you want to make it even fancier, you could go to each of these individual spots and tie little corn stalks, or whatever they're called,
Husks.
Corn husks, around each of these too, just to make it a little more fun. And then that makes it an easy and fun little project for hanging in your kitchen or even on holidays for color.